Hello and welcome back to Quick and Healthy with Mr. G. Wow, today we're going to make Italian vegetable stacks. And this is made with fresh tomatoes that were just picked, some broccoli that I've already got cut up here, some freshly sliced mushrooms. We've also got some eggplant. I've got two different varieties of eggplant here, which I just picked actually from my own eggplants outside. Two different types of peppers here, actually three. I've got some mild peppers here, I've got a mild Italian pepper, and I've got some hot peppers just for my stacks, if you like them hot. I've also got some grated Parmesan cheese. We've got some high fiber crackers, which I've crushed up here in this bag into a fine, almost like a breadcrumb mixture, or cracker crumb mixture, I guess is what it would be. And I've got some ground flax, probably about a quarter cup of ground flax, some fat-free feta cheese, and some freshly picked and washed basil leaves. And I've also got some fat-free both mozzarella and cheddar cheese. You don't have to use both mozzarella and cheddar, but I prefer a blend of mozzarella and cheddar. A lot of people would rather just have the mozzarella, but these are both fat-free cheeses. This is going to be a super healthy dinner. It's going to be low in sodium, very high in fiber, low in fat, and fairly low in calories as well. So, I've got some grapeseed oil that I'll be spraying my baking dish here with as well. So let's get started. Okay, how are we going to start this out? What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray my baking dish with the bottom of it with some grapeseed oil. I've got a handy little sprayer here that I can put any type of oil into. And once that's all sprayed and completely coated with grapeseed oil, I'll put that aside. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to slice up actually some tomatoes. I've got an orange tomato here, which is a little bit of a more pulpy or thicker tomato. I'm going to start by taking the top off that, and then I'm going to go ahead and take also the very bottom off of that. Now I'm going to start slicing this into about 1/4 inch slices. There's one, there's two, we're going to get about 4 out of this. There's 4 slices. And wouldn't you know it, my cell phone, which is in my pocket, rings. So I'll be right back. Alright, finally through with that unexpected phone call. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take these slices that we just sliced and I'm going to layer the bottom of the baking dish with these. Now, this won't be enough slices for the bottom of it, but it won't be bad. So we're going to take a red tomato now. To show you that you can use either type of tomato, I'm going to take the top out of that. I'm going to throw that away here. Now, there's a little bit more juice in this tomato, so it's going to cause a little bit of, it's going to break down a little bit quicker in this pan. So I'm actually going to cut these slices just a little bit more, just a little thicker. There we go, probably about a little over 1/4 inch thick. And I'm actually going to cut another one of these and place it in place of the small one over here, which I'm going to lay on top of the other one right here. There we go. Now, what you're going to end up with is 6 tomato slices in the bottom here. And I'm going to take this tomato top here and I'm going to put it aside. I'll put it over here with our basil. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to take and I want to sprinkle some of this mozzarella cheese right on top of each tomato here. So it makes a nice layer of mozzarella on top of each tomato. Okay, what's next? Well, next we're going to take and we're going to slice up some of our white eggplant here. I'm going to take the largest one. Now be careful, these have very spiny stems and they can get really sharp on you. So we're going to take that, discard the stem, and we're going to take and we're going to slice these into about a little less than 1/4 inch circular slices here. Now you're going to say, wow, that eggplant's filled with seeds. And they're filled with these little tiny seeds, and that's fine. Those bake up. This is going to be a baked dish. Those will bake up just fine. Don't worry about that. We're going to take these and we're going to stack them right on top of our tomatoes, matching the size of these with the correct size tomato. Now if you run out of large ones, you can use smaller ones, that's alright. There we go, that's not too bad. They're not matched too terribly unmatched, and it's going to look something like this, where we've got a stack like that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up some peppers here. Any other vegetables that are left over, I'm going to set over there for now. And I'm going to take some green peppers, and I'm going to slice these down like this. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to slice them into strips, like we see here. Now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to lay these strips, about 2 strips, across each one of these stacks. So we got 2 strips per stack. Now, the next part, there we go. Next part, I've got some feta cheese, some flaxseed, and some crackers that I've crumbled up here. Well, I'm going to mix all of this together in a bowl. So let me grab a bowl and we're going to start mixing this together. Oh man, I almost forgot about my hot peppers. We're going to cut those up and I'm going to place these on my stacks, but just on mine because a lot of people don't like them hot. Cindy, who's going to eat the others here, she does not really care for these hot peppers. These are very, very hot peppers. And I'm just going to basically take these and take the core out of them. And what I'll do is I'll just lay these across these end 2 over here. There's one. I've got the peppers, the eggplant, and the tomatoes like this. Now, I told you we were going to blend this up. This is our cheese and crumb mixture. Okay? I don't need all those crumbs, just a fair amount. Now, here's my feta cheese. Actually, this is chunky feta cheese. If you've got crumbled, blend it. If it's chunky, leave it like this for now. We'll use that at the end. And now I'm just going to blend my cracker crumbs and remember these are high fiber, low sodium crackers. And I'm going to blend the cracker crumbs and my flaxseed, my ground flaxseed. Get that all blended up in here. Now, we also had mushrooms and broccoli. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take the broccoli spears and I'm going to kind of put them between each one of these little stacks. As you can see here, we're putting those between. Then, once these are all placed in between and around the edges, depending on their sizes, they can go on the edges, they can go between, basically anywhere you want to put them, just so they fill up space is what we're trying to do here. There we go. Some on that edge, some down on this edge. And there we go, that's filling up all the spaces in between. And it's a really pretty dish too. One ingredient that I didn't even talk about at the beginning that I totally forgot. Pizza sauce. I had this sitting over there and I just said, oh, I forgot about talking about the pizza sauce. Before I put the cracker crumbs on, we're going to take our pizza sauce. I almost forgot this. And we're going to pour it directly on top of each stack, just like that. So you're going to take your pizza sauce. This is a fairly low sodium pizza sauce. Select your pizza sauce on what has less sodium. That's the best way to select it. You can place that right in there like that. We're going to take our mushrooms next. I almost forgot the mushrooms. You guys got to remind me, I'm forgetting stuff here. We're going to lay these mushrooms all around the stacks, just on top of them. Even beside them is fine, they can fall. You'll see how this dish turns out here in a little bit. My basil, and I'm going to take one leaf at a time. I'm just going to lay those to identify where each of these stacks is at. So we can see underneath these leaves is where our stacks are. And just use the whole basil leaf, folks, the whole thing. Excellent flavor, very good for you. You can even use more than one if it's a small one on some of these. There we go. Now, let me show you how this looks before. Look at that. Before I go and put the cracker crumbs on. Isn't that just looking great? It's beautiful. Now we're going to take these cracker crumbs and we're going to spread these all over the top here like this, the high fiber crackers. There we go. Now I'm going to take my feta cheese. We're going to just layer that on top of this. Like this. Now this is a huge stack, but these will bake down. You'll see how these will just fall down into a much smaller stack once we get them baked up. And we're just going to take our feta cheese and put it right on top of all these, just like that. Make sure we got it all out of there. Don't want to waste my feta cheese. And that's it. There are our veggie stacks, how they look. Don't want to tip that too much, guys. How they're going to look when I put them in the oven. Now, I'm going to throw these in a 400-degree oven over here on convection bake, uncovered, for about 35 to 45 minutes. I'll watch them at about the 30-minute mark and see, whether I need to take them out then. It should be nice and bubbly and everything should have baked down quite a bit. I'll show you how those look when they come out of the oven. Let's put them in. I know you're probably thinking, whoa, Mr. G forgot the cheese, the fat-free cheese. No, I didn't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a blend of the mozzarella and the cheddar cheeses, and these go on about 20 minutes into cooking time, maybe 30 minutes. You want to put these on near the end. I only want these to be in the oven for about maybe 10 minutes, maybe even less. You got to keep your eye on this. Maybe for the last 10 minutes of baking is when I put this on. The reason for that is if I put it on at the beginning and let that bake, it becomes a crispy, hard crust. I don't want that. I want a soft, melted cheese down over each of these stacks here. All right, our veggie stacks have been in for about a half an hour, and now it's time to put on the rest of the cheese. So I just put that in 2 strips right along this top here, and it'll melt down. There we go. You can put as little or as much cheese as you'd like. I prefer quite a bit of cheese for these because they're pretty huge veggie stacks, and you're just going to eat 1 per person is what my serving size is here. So it's going to be a pretty hearty serving if it's just 1. There they are with the cheese. I'm going to throw them back in the oven, and we'll take a look at those when they're completely done. Now that our veggie stacks are back in the oven letting the cheese melt, I just wanted to bring something up. I've got a couple websites that I would love to have all of my viewers visit. I've got www.mindlessmirth.com. That's the newest one. It's a blog style site, and there's a new entry on the blog by me every single day. They're hand selected by me, and there's some funny things on the blog, there's some serious stuff on the blog, and there's some things that'll really make you think, I'm sure. That's mindlessmirth.com. www.mindlessmirth.com. Another site that you can go to, www.mrgme.com. That's the original. That's www.mrgme.com. I hope that you visit both of those sites, and on the blog site, make sure that you comment on the post so we can get some dialogue going back and forth. And I want to say hi to a big fan of the show as well, MegaDev44. How you doing, MegaDev44? I hope you'll enjoy the Italian veggie stacks. Well, our veggie stacks are completely finished, and you can see they've got lots of nice cheese melted on top. We're going to just slice that cheese down like this into a square. There we go. And we're going to get underneath it. And there you go. There's one of the veggie stacks on the plate. There we have it. It looks just absolutely fantastic, and we're going to sit down and eat it. Well, that pretty much wraps up today's episode of Quick and Healthy with Mr. G. I hope you enjoy your Italian veggie stacks, and if you visit the blog, make sure to comment on the posts and to rate the posts as well. It'll let me know what you're enjoying and what I should put up and what I shouldn't put up. That's it for today. See you next time on Quick and Healthy with Mr. G.